Good evening, everybody. How many sleeping kitties do we have? So, over on the couch, let me try to zoom in. Oops, zoomed in too much. We've got Miss Katie and Mr. Pete, and then Alex and Miss Maggie. Zoom back out. And then there's Miss Finn looking out the window. And Sylvester. Sylvester likes to stay on the cable box because it's warm. And guess where Chunky Monkey is? Hi, Chunky Monkey. What you doing, Shazid? So Chunky Monkey has been keeping me very, very busy. Haven't you, Chunky? Yeah. Because he is getting ready to be neutered on Wednesday. And in the meantime, he is finding all kinds of fun places to pee, right? Did you tell everybody about all the fun places that you have found to mark where you've been? And that you're driving your mommy crazy? See, because Chunky Monkey has decided that it's best to work smarter, not harder. So he has discovered that if he pees down the heat vent in every room, right, that every time the heat kicks on, the entire house smells like your pee. And this is the best invention ever, hasn't it? Yeah? You love this more than anything, so you make sure that you pee in every single vent, so that when Mommy comes home, she uses her special UV flashlight, and she has to take apart every single vent in the house and clean it, so you can pee in it all over again. That's a fun game, isn't it? You little bastard. Yeah. The other fun place he has found is going on top of the kitchen cabinets. But of course, he's Chunky Monkey, and we all know he's a little bit fuzzy-minded. And he tried to pee on top of the cabinet, but he did not realize that his little fuzzy butt was hanging over the edge of it. And so instead, what did you do? You want to tell them, Chunky Monkey, or should I tell them? Okay, I will tell them. So instead, he peed all over my clean dishes that were drying in the dish rack underneath of the edge of the cabinets. That was another fun game, wasn't it? So then we had to rewash and bleach every single dish, didn't we? So that we could make sure that all your nastiness was not on them anymore. And I'm really tired of the games that you found to play. I'm sure he's enjoying them. And I still love him, but the urge to kill him gets stronger every day. But he cannot help it. On the other hand, I suppose there's a bright side to this whole situation, even though his eye is goopy again and I have to clean it, right? Say your eye is goopy again. We've got to fix that. But on the other hand, we are happy that your nose is cleared up enough that you can smell enough to want to pee everywhere. So I am not happy at the fact that you have piddled everywhere, but I am happy at the fact that your nose is clear so that you know you want to piddle everywhere. So we're just going to look on the bright side of it in order to avoid a feline massacre. Okay? I love him, but I swear he has truly, truly tested me these past week and a half he started doing this. So I can't get him in for that surgery fast enough. But everybody else is doing fine. It is cold outside. There's Mr. Alex. There's Foo-Foo Finny coming down the way. And there's Will. Will is actually doing good. He is not peeing on everything, surprisingly. And he's the same age as Chunk. So I don't know if it's just going to be a delayed reaction or what. And that's Blackie, who is in the house. We actually had some rain and snow showers mixed, and it's pretty chilly out there right now. So everybody came inside, didn't they, Alex? Didn't they? And say Alex has a bump on his head, where you can see his skin is a little whiter than normal there. It was red and swollen, because he decided he was going to get in an argument with Miss Katie. And everybody knows that you just don't get in an argument with Miss Katie. And sure enough, she scratched him right above his eyebrow. So I came home from work one day to find a big, swollen eyebrow with a scratch mark on it. And of course, he does not stand still long enough for me to put anything on it. So I was able to at least get a Q-tip with some, like a peroxide. I think I put a little bit of water with some peroxide to dilute it down a little bit. And I barely wet a Q-tip because I didn't want it to run in his eye by accident. And I just barely touched it, which he was not happy with. But the swelling has gone down since, so I'm going to consider that a win. Right, Alex? Say we'll call that a win. What do you think, handsome? Yeah, you're my best guy. Yep, so you can see it's still a little puffy. Your eyebrow is a little bigger on one side than it is on the other. But that's okay. That's just because you and Miss Katie had a altercation. But it'll be okay. So things have been all right here. Everybody is in decent health. I have just really had my hands full with Chunk and the mess that he has made, because my house absolutely stinks. So I have been through several cleaners, air fresheners, anything you can possibly name. I don't know how many times I've washed everything on the bed. So I now have a very interesting sleeping arrangement, because my bed is pretty much carpet tiled and puppy pads. And then I have towels on top of the puppy pads. So at least now, if he decides to piddle on the bed, which he did do once, it doesn't actually hit anything that I'm trying to sleep on. It hits the towel. And if it makes it through the towel, it goes through to the puppy pad, which stops it from ever hitting my bedspread and the mattress and everything else. Because he's been making me crazy. But we only have a few more days that we have to put up with that. Right, Chunky? And then afterwards, hopefully you'll stop doing that. Because I don't know what I'm going to do if he doesn't stop doing that after he's neutered. Because I cannot have somebody in the house that pees everywhere like that. This has been exhausting. I've pretty much been taking my house apart twice a day to try to get rid of the smell. And I just can't keep up with it, because as fast as I'm cleaning it, he's marking new spots. So, and there's Blackie. Hi, Blackie. So, I'm really hoping that after he's neutered, this part will stop. Because if it doesn't, then I'm going to have to rehome him. I'm not going to have a choice. But if I do rehome him, I'll rehome Willow too. That'll be my my deal, is whoever takes one has to take the other one, because they're brothers. And they've been together through everything so far, so I won't separate them now. That'll be just the whole thing, is if you take one, you gotta take the other. So I figure I'll ask at the vet, with his upper respiratory issues too. He might be in better hands if he goes to somebody that has more equipment to deal with it. Say, you've been feeling better. It's just that your eyeball looks like hell all the time. He's always got gunk in the corner. I clean it twice a day. You can't tell by looking at it now, but I do clean it twice a day. I just cleaned it back around 6 o'clock or so. And it's, 9:30 now at night. And it's all gunked up again, like I never touched it. So you are a high maintenance dude, Chunky Monkey. If you were my only cat, it wouldn't be a big deal. But the problem is I've got 11 other ones besides you that I'm trying to keep track of. Toes is inside sleeping. He's doing really good. All of his hair is grown back now. So he's doing excellent. So we just got to get Chunk neutered Wednesday. And then when I'm there with Chunk, I'll make the appointment for Willow and get him neutered. And then the last cats I have to trap and spay is Miss Austin and Miss Maggie. They're the only two I haven't caught yet, so I got to make sure I catch them because love is in the air. So I've got to make sure that they get. Fortunately, Chunk and Willow, even though they're not fixed yet, are not quite bright enough to know what's going on. So, like, they're very interested in Maggie and Austin, but they don't know what they're supposed to do yet. So that worked out in my favor because they did both go into heat. And I thought to myself, oh shit, now what? Because, like, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. If they go outside, all the strays will get them. If they stay inside, Chunk and Willow are not fixed. So I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I was trying to figure out how I could keep people, keep them separated. But they really destroy that room if they're in there 24/7. It's no good. They just tear everything up. But then to my relief, I realized when I was out and I was watching them one day, they're completely clueless. They have no idea. They know they like it, the smell of everything. They follow the ladies around, and then the ladies turn around, smack them in the face, and they sit there very confused, and then they go to sleep. So that has worked out in my favor so far. So I'm not gonna push my luck. I'm gonna make sure that everybody gets fixed here in the next few weeks. I've been saving my money so I can go on a surgery spree for all the gang. That'll set me back several $100s, but that's okay. Right, guys? So that's okay. That's part of it. It's just another part of it. But anyhow, I think it's been quite a while since I posted a video. Things at work are finally calmed down now. Valentine madness is over. Easter is earlier than normal, I think, this year. It's like March 31st, I think. So now the rush is on to get all the Easter orders filled. But then after that, the only holiday that's left is Mother's Day, and then things kind of quiet down after Mother's Day, and they don't pick back up again until all the craziness starts for the holidays again. So at least we have some time during the summer when all the inventories are done and plans are made for the next season and all that kind of good stuff. So it's not exactly quiet, but it's not exactly the madness that it is when you're going crazy filling orders. So at least now we have a little bit of a moment to breathe. And we have some plans this summer, don't we, guys? Yeah. So we have some plans this summer. And we are going to hopefully fix the walls where those feral kittens had ripped off the drywall paper. And I'm going to try to put a fresh coat of paint. If nowhere else, at least in the hallway. Because that seems like where the walls got scuffed up the most with me trying to carry cat carriers and stuff back and forth and cages. And, the big rooms is easy to maneuver around, but I have a very long, narrow hallway. And the hallway got scuffed up pretty bad in a few places. So I think this year I will try to put a fresh coat of paint on there. If I can find time to do that when I can put them all in the bedroom long enough for it to have a chance to dry a little bit. Ha. Who you watching? Who you watching? Alex, don't beat up Blackie. That's not nice. Thank you. Blackie has such a fun way of dealing with that. Whenever any of the cats challenges him, he just kind of flops over. I've actually seen him play dead when Pete decides that he doesn't like him. And he'll come up on him and start growling and stuff like that. And Blackie will literally just throw himself down on the ground and flop over. And then he doesn't move. And Pete's like, okay, yeah, whatever. And he leaves. And then Blackie just gets back up again and goes on about his business. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. I can never seem to catch it on camera either. But he really does. He just flops over and plays dead. Don't you, buddy? Yeah. But anyhow. So I just wanted to give a quick update on what was going on and how everybody was. They're all doing wonderful. Drive me crazy a little bit, but for the most part, they're good. There's Miss Finny. What you doing, Foo-Foo? My Foo-Foo Finny? Yeah, she's my pretty girl. That's Will. What you got, Mr. Alex? Extreme close-up. He's my old man, Alex. And Willow is getting so big, at first he almost looks like Finny for a minute. He's darker, though. And he's got more foof around his ears and his chin than Finny does. But sometimes at first glance, when I'm half asleep, it takes me a minute. Isn't that right, Will? He's a handsome guy, though. Aren't you, Will? Yeah. Yep. But anyhow. So that's what's been going on. Everybody is still doing reasonably well. And aside from the pee all over the house, everything is fine. It's just been a trial. So what I think I'll probably do is after he has the surgery and after everything is done and I know everybody is good, I'll probably go down to the hardware store and buy new floor registers. Because some of them you can clean, but others, if they've got rust spots and stuff like that on the metal register, you know, those little grates that sit in the bottom of the floor there. All the scrubbing in the world sometimes does not take that smell out. So I might have to replace all the registers that he's been piddling on. At least, thank God, when he does it, it's not like he's emptying his whole bladder. It's just like a squirt. But it's like the worst smelling stuff in the world. So you are very potent, Mr. Chunk. We should bottle that stuff. Excuse me, sir, that's my hand. We should bottle that stuff and use it as a weapon of mass destruction. Right? Say, who needs artillery when you have Chunk P? That is all you will need. Your enemy will crumple within seconds. Right? Right. He's a mess. Explain to me again why I love him so much. Because he's a disaster. Disaster canasta. That's what we're going to call you. Disaster canasta. But anyway, I hope all you guys have been okay. Listen, punk. You be nice to me. I'm the one that cleans your kitty box. Yeah. So, I hope all you guys have been doing all right out there, and I hope everything is going well for you. And here's hoping that we'll get some nice springtime weather soon. and get some sunshine to help warm things up a little bit. So I hope everybody has a good week ahead of them, and that you guys had a pretty good February, and that March turns out to be a good month for you. And we'll talk to you guys again soon. Okay. Bye-bye.